Hey everybody, this is Dr. Eric Insko again, and I wanted to make a quick video showing you how to solve a slider puzzle game. Actually, you can play this game on my website for free, ericinsko.com. I got a 2, 5, and 8-year-old, and I'm so sick of them downloading games on my phone that I just started making free games on my website. So tune in, they're usually pretty educational, and you can play this one, it's pretty fun. All right. So I don't know. Maybe you'll be in an escape room someday and you're gonna need to figure out how to do a slider puzzle so you can get out of the room. It could be a life and death situation. So let's go ahead and learn how to solve this sort of puzzle. And we'll start small. We'll start with a 2 by 5 and shuffle this. And I coded this up so you can actually highlight certain things. And let's see, this is 2 by 5. So the goal is going to be to put the 1 and 6 in the first column. You could try solving this row by row, but the problem is you can't solve a single row by itself without messing up the other row. So it's a good idea to, if you're doing a long, skinny one like this, to solve the first column. And the first thing I'm going to do is just start clicking here. And I'm going to try and move the 1 and the 6 over into that first column over here. So let's get started. Hopefully you can figure out how to move these tiles. Basically, you just click on a tile that's next to one of the empty space, and you can move that. So there we go. I've now put 1 and 6 in the first spot, and I'll highlight them as done. Now I need to move 2 and 7. Okay, so 2 and 7 I need to get in that first spot. So the first thing I might do is start moving the 2 over. I'll move it down there. That might have been a waste, but oh well. Okay, so the 2's in the right spot. And now I'm going to slide the 7 over. And the point is here is by solving the first column in this way, I can slide 2 and 7 over into that spot, and I don't have to try and slam one thing over. Uh, I got to kind of use the snake method is what I call it. Okay, next up, I need 3 and 8. So again, I'm going to move 3 and 8, and this time I might do a reverse snake move where I put 8 first and then 3 behind it. And since they're in the top row, I can just slide those down. And now I'm done with that. And now I just need to do 4, 5, and 9, and I'll be done. Okay, so I won in 66 steps. Let's see if I can do it faster now, and hopefully you can follow this. I don't want those colored. Okay, so let's unclick those. And in this game, if you right click, that's how you toggle the color. All right, so I need to do, let's see here, 1 goes over, 1 and 6. So let's just start moving those over. Oops, too early. 1 and 6 go over, and then 2 and 7. And then 3 and 9. No, 3 and 8. So slide the 3 over. Now I have 3 and 8 next to each other. So I can slide those in, and then 4 and 5. Boom, 60 steps. Let's do it one more time on the small one. So let's see here. 1 and 6. Oops, go back. That's gonna be a waste of spaces there. Okay. 2 and 7. And I don't know if I like the counting steps. Kind of makes me nervous, but that's what a couple of my students suggested I do. Again, 66. All right, so that's 2 by 5. Now let's go ahead and do something a little bit bigger, like 3 by 5. Now, if you look at this in the solve state, I need to put 1, 6, and 11 um, in the first column, 2, 7, and 12 in the second column. First row, it's easy because you're just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the key here, one of the things I want you to note is that the things in the first column are all the things that are congruent to 1 mod 5. All the things that are, some power of 5 plus 1. Um, I guess if you can realize that, then it's not that hard to figure out what you need to put in the first column to solve it. Okay, so when I shuffle it, we're looking for 1, 6, and 11 to put those in the first column. One's already in the first column. It's down there in the bottom corner, so that's good. So now I'll just start moving the 6 closer. And then I'll move 11 closer. I'm going to do that. There we go. Now they're all in the right spot, so I can use the snake move that I call it to slide that in. So the first column is done. So that's great because I've taken a 3 by 5 and I've now turned it into a 3 by 4. It's, one column's already solved. Next up, I'll do 2. Let's see. I'll make those blue. And then I'm going to do 2 and then 7 and 12. That should be easy to figure out there. So again, I'll move 2 over and then I got to move 7. That's going to mess me up. I got to move 7 further, so I got to move it further out of the place, then put it back in. I think that works. There we go. That'll work. All right, slide those in. And again, I'm doing this kind of slow at first, and I'll do it again faster in a second. Of course, this is just counting steps, so it maybe makes sense to go slowly and think about where you need to put where. 3, 8, and 13. Okay. Looks good to me. I'm gonna put the this time I'm gonna do something slightly different. I'm gonna put the 3 in the right place, and then I'll do that snake move with the 8 and the 13. Let's see. 8's there. Slide that there. Put 13 where it needs to go. Slide the 4 out, and now we're good. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna slide the 4 where it needs to go. And okay, so here's an interesting thing. Another thing that I wanted to show you. Sometimes you might go across a row and then realize that you got one value that you really want to put up here in the corner. And there's a trick to do that, leaving everything else in place. The whole idea is I want to put the 5 right just to the right of the 4. So what you can do is back this out so that the 3 and the 4 slide over. You slide the 5 in, and then once you've done that, you just tuck the 14 in and wrap it back. Okay. So now I have the 5 where I need it. And so now this is great. I got the first row solved, and I got the first 3 columns solved. So I'm left with a 2x2 puzzle, and those are really easy to solve. Boom, done. So that was 132 steps. Let me right click these to make them all white again. And I'll play it again just a little bit faster. So shuffle and let's go. See, I'd rather do it for time than number of clicks, but I'm kind of mindless and just doing this for fun. Let's see, slide that around. So 2's in place. And then look, I got 3, 4, and 5 are already in a good spot. So I'm just going to slide those around using that snake move. I call it a snake move, but if you don't like snakes, maybe call it a worm. Just kind of inchworming it in there. Okay, so that's good because I didn't have to do that weird trick with the corner. Oops. So now those are all solved. And now I got to do 6 through 10. Although if I do 6 through 10, there's a good chance that the last row is going to be all messed up. So maybe I should go through and solve 6 and 11 and put those in the first column. I'll slide 11 down, slide 6 down, move them next to each other, and inchworm them up into that first column. Okay. So I'm just going to highlight all the stuff that's solved at this point. Okay, so I've taken a 3x5 puzzle and slimmed it down into a 2x4. Of course, now I need to pay attention to what number needs to go where. So 7 is going to go in that corner up there, and then 12. Good enough. Slide 7 over, slide 12 over, and we're good. Okay, so hopefully that's clear what I'm doing there. And now we need 8 and 13, and they're already right next to each other. So this is a good time just to inchworm them over. Boom. Okay, 9, 12, 14, done. 104 steps. Okay, let's see if we do something a little bit bigger. Let's do like 5x5. And shuffle, and let's just go. I already got 2 there, so watch. I'll just slide those up. 1 and 2 in the right spot. Now I need to do 3, 4, and 5 somehow. And slide 4 over. And slide 3 up. And what am I going to want to do there? Slide 5 over. 3 up. I really want the 4 right after the 3, and then I can inchworm those in there. Done. And now 5, I need to do, in that first, this is solved. Now I need to do that first row solved. Let's solve the first column to take the 5 by 5 and turn it into a 4 by 4. So then I'm doing everything congruent to mod 5. So I'm looking for 6, 11, 16, and 21. Those are the things that would have a remainder of 1 if you were to divide them by 5. Okay, so what am I doing? Yeah, slide that there. And then we'll slide the 11 over. So basically, you can solve this thing if you just learn a couple little tricks. How to slide things over, move them together, do um, a little modulus calculation as far as congruences, mod whatever the size of your array is. And remember that one trick about backing things out if you need to put something up in a corner. Okay, so what do we have next? 7 and 12 and 17 and 22. Okay, so I guess 22 is going to be on the bottom, so I might as well slide that there. And then I'm going to want to do, slide the 7 up. And slide that 12 over there. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I'm going to need to move the 17 next to the 12 and inchworm that in there. Okay, so that's good. Oops. So I now have first 2 columns done, first row done. Let's do this, 8, 9, 10. So 8 goes there. And let's put 9 and 10 next to each other and slide those in. Oh, I can't do that. Well, yeah, I can. I can go around like that. 9, 10, 8 goes there, 9 and 10. There we go. Okay. And next trick, we got 13. We want to do 14's got to go there, and 15's already in the right spot. Okay. So what do I want to do there? I don't know, let's not think too hard about that. There's 14 in that spot, 13's there, so I want to put the 13 in the front. So I'm going to inchworm my all the way around. That's that fancy mover. I'm just going around the pivot, putting the 13 back in order, and then sliding that up. So now I got, if I'm keeping track here, that's solved, that's solved, that's solved, 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 and solved. And now we just got to do 18, 19, 20 in the right order. Okay, so 18, and can I do, yeah, I can do that, I think. Maybe. 18. 19 is the right spot. 20 is not, though. So let's see. I'm being a little slow here. Just kind of thinking about what I gotta do. How about this? What if I think of 24 needs to go down in that bottom right corner? So I should be able to do that trick to put that there. That would be one way to do it, I guess. Although I don't have the right things next to it, but we'll figure it out. Let's try to put 24 down there. Okay, now I have 23. Oh, now I got it. Okay, so that's all I had to do. Okay. Once I put 24 in the bottom right corner, everything's good. Okay, so that was 232 steps. You can play this game on my website. Feel free to play with it. It'll be there. Just go to that link, ericinsko.com/games. There's other puzzles and stuff you can play with. But hopefully that was kind of entertaining. And yeah, have a great night.